like, subscribe, and leave a comment. So here's your review of WWE SmackDown, the week of the 9th of October. So it starts with John Cena comes out, and basically even before he could say a word, Roman Reigns makes his return back to SmackDown. It's good to see him back. He comes out. He basically calls out John Cena for being announced as the GOAT. When he goes, really, we know who's the GOAT? John, it's me. And then John goes, basically, he's here to acknowledge Roman. He's not here to face Roman because he hasn't earned it, but someone else has. Then you hear the music, L.A. Knight, yeah. He basically comes out, calls out Roman for not defending his title, says he's at home on the couch while LA Knight's taking over. And then Roman's like, oh, so you got everybody calling your name now, great. And he goes to LA Knight, what makes you think you can stand in the ring with me and you deserve to be here? Before he can even do anything, Jimmy attacks LA Knight, and then it turns into a big brawl. And then Solo calls out LA Knight for a match later, so we'll see what happens. Then we have Pretty Deadly in a match, very good match, and against the Brutes, the Brawling Brutes, in a good match, but in the end, Pretty Deadly win. Then we have the return of Carlito. He's back in WWE, and as he was talking about being back, he's being interviewed. Bobby Lashley pulls up and goes, he's good to see him back, but the last time we saw him, he was getting a beat down. And then he got jumped by the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley. Then we have Zelina and Bayley having an argument backstage, which leads to a match. Then we have Roman Reigns in the back, basically saying to Jimmy, get on point, follow the lead, just play your part in what the Bloodline are doing here. So we'll see what happens there. Then we have Bayley versus Zelina in a great match, but in the end, Bayley gets the victory. Great match there. Then we have Triple H basically coming out. He's now said there's going to be 2 general managers, one on Raw, one on SmackDown. So the one on Raw has been announced as Adam Pearce, and the GM for SmackDown is called Nick Aldridge, I believe his name is. And they also said, obviously, because Jey Uso has gone to Raw, someone has to be traded to SmackDown, and that person is Kevin Owens. He comes out. In the midst of all of that, you've got Dominic out there running his mouth, and he gets stunned. Then we had the Bloodline again. Roman's basically said he's not happy with everybody being on his show. Kevin Owens, Cody Rose, Jey Uso, all on his show, and a show he runs, and he wants Jey to get on his job. Then we have Nick Aldridge, the general manager, in the back, basically sorting out things. You had Chelsea Green and Piper complaining. Then he says to Charlotte Flair she's going to get a title shot because she was screwed at Fastlane. And then walks in with Triple H, Jade Cargill. So we'll see what happens there. She might be coming to SmackDown. Then we have Jey Uso and Cody Rose versus Austin Theory and Grayson Waller in a great match for the tag team titles. But in the end, Jey Uso and Cody Rose gets the victory. Then we have Roman, after that match was open, Roman comes out and confronts Cody and Jey for being on his show. Then in the main event of the evening is Solo versus LA Knight in a great match. But due to some interference from Jimmy and John Cena for the distraction, LA Knight gets the victory. So LA Knight gets a huge victory over Solo Sikoa. So it could be LA Knight versus Roman Reigns. What's your thoughts? And leave a comment.